Sarasota County holds local elections in the spring. It's a double-edged sword. On one hand, it lets voters focus on the local candidates instead of those state or national races, but it also generates a fraction of the voter turnout. ABC 7's Kate Flexter joins us with a look at the number of voters this time around. Kate.
Well, Haley, we normally have around 20% turnout for these spring elections, and this year was no different, with one exception.
It was all eyes on Sarasota's 2 at-large city commission seats, with 8 candidates all vying for the spots. Ultimately, 3 candidates advanced to a May runoff.
I think the takeaway here is that the youth vote carried. The 2 youngest candidates were the 2 top vote getters.
Vice Chairman of Sarasota's Democratic Party, Kevin Griffith, says incumbents tend not to do well in the city of Sarasota, voters often choosing new candidates, a point only punctuated by current city commissioner Susan Chapman's loss.
We have a very educated electorate, and once you take a position, they want to know where you stand, and if you're not with them, then they'll bring in someone new.
But participation in these municipal elections is notoriously low, says Supervisor of Elections for Sarasota County, Ron Turner.
There are no small elections because these local leaders have a huge impact on our lives, just like our county, state, and federal leaders.
This year was no different for the city of Sarasota and the city of Northport. But on Longboat Key, 2 referendums concerning development on the island brought voters to the polls, with turnout exceeding 50%.
You know, that could be something that is sparking some interest with voters there in particular.
Eric Arroyo, president of Sarasota's Young Republicans, says the general lack of participation is a frustrating trend.
This is your opportunity to make the vote count, because, 50 people, 10 people can make a difference in this election.
Participating in these municipal elections, says Arroyo, can make all the difference.
They affect you immediately, they affect you directly, and they affect you exponentially more than the presidential elections, because these things are happening right in your backyard.
That's why he hopes to see the city of Sarasota move these elections from March to November. It's something commissioners argue could confuse voters and force candidates to raise more money just to stand out. But Arroyo says it would boost voter turnout and drive participation.
If you want a higher voter turnout and you want to be a true democracy and get elected by the most popular candidate of the people, you would move that election to when most people vote.
The supervisor of elections says moving our local elections to November would save money, but commissioners have been reluctant to make the change.